Hi, my name's Charlie Sauer, president of the Market Institute and editor of U.S. Policy. President Biden announced in December that his administration was caught off guard by Omicron and that the government would be sending out free rapid tests. Fast forward a few weeks, and a fast-moving COVID variant rampaging around the country later, the peak of Omicron is likely upon us or passing. Tests are hard to come by on store shelves, and the government has yet to ship a single test to a single household. In the USPS that will be shipping them claims that when they do start shipping them, that other services might take a hit because of the staffing shortages. It is a train wreck of government ineptitude. First, almost every scientist that the administration has on staff assumed that another surge was going to happen in the winter of 2021. Additionally, Omicron's transmissibility was evident almost from the beginning and much greater than the other variants being tracked at the time. Second, leave it to the left to think that tests are either manufactured magically or that people wouldn't notice when they quickly disappeared from store shelves. It doesn't take an in-depth understanding of the manufacturing process to understand that a one-off large purchase will disrupt the system. In fact, a cursory viewing of Lucille Ball's time in a chocolate factory is more than enough to understand the problems that occur in a supply chain if just one thing goes wrong. The problem is that it doesn't make any sense to buy new machines for a one-off order. That means that the supply was bought up by the government, and now individuals are feeling the crunch at the very height of the time that tests would be most useful. Making matters worse, we should definitely have more tests by now. It is almost the perfect failure of government. But what truly drives home the perfect nature of this failure is that the USPS is even taking a role in messing it up. The U.S. Post Office has yet to deliver a single test to an individual household. They first needed to work out a deal with the government to deliver the tests. But because of the government guidelines on quarantines, they're already short-staffed. And because they have a strong union, the deal is even harder to work out. These problems were foreseeable and avoidable, at least to a degree. The government could have just stayed out of the way and let people live their lives. These tests would have been produced and delivered. Perhaps not where the administration would have sent them, but they would have likely made it to population centers, which are easier, cheaper, and faster to ship to. The government could also have seen the likelihood of increased demand and provided incentives to the manufacturers to max out production earlier instead of later, just by guaranteeing the purchase of unsold stock. No, it's not the perfect public policy, but it is a way to avoid large market disruptions. Of course, the Biden administration wasn't going to undercut the unions, let the market work, or leverage free market incentives. So they relied on fairy tale economics. The problem is that unlike in storybooks, these deaths are real in the real world. Now, fortunately, Omicron isn't too deadly, and testing is spotty enough that its usefulness is questionable at best. But if it wasn't just a drill and the consequences were higher, the Biden administration, and likely any administration on the left, would have likely made the same decisions. In the name of an emergency, they would unsettle everything, make sure that their friends were taken care of, and shrug their shoulders, claiming that everything was unavoidable. The problem, like now, is that that would be a lie. Thank you for watching this video. My name's Charlie Sauer. Please hit that subscribe button and come back to watch more videos.